That's Wat Damascus. That's Wat Damascus. Anyway, hi, it's Matt Jade Away here. I have a face. Yeah, I know, it's surprising, I'm not actually a floating icon. Yeah, so for 500 subs I figured I'd show me face. Yes, and I'm also here to answer some questions. So, I was left 6. Let's have a look through them. I'll have a relatively unscripted go of answering these questions, even if I have read them before. Right, so Plasma Kitten 4261 asks, since you've mostly talked about the games and not the more fandom side of things in your videos, who is or are your favourite Touhoos or Touhou characters, just as characters? This one's, I don't know, I tend to go for this kind of game by game. I have a favourite from every game, but if I was to go for overall on the series, I really like Kogasa. I love her gimmick. I love the whole, she gains power by being surprising, and so she's initially just a second stage boss because no one's particularly caring about what she's doing at that point. There's another incident going on. And then she comes back in the extra stage and she's suddenly powerful as shit because no one was expecting the random stage 2 character to be an extra mid-boss. Other characters that are interesting to me, I quite like Ran Yakumo. I quite like Ran in part because it's very strongly implied that whoever the person she is now, it is not the Fox Yokai. The Fox Yokai is mentally effectively dead, but she's been possessed by the Shikigami, which is actually serving Yukari Yakumo. So it's one of those kind of quietly metal as fuck things that Zun just does sometimes. I also quite like, from a design perspective, I quite like Heketia Lapis Lazuli, and I know that's fairly controversial, especially when it was first coming out. Nobody fucking liked Heketia Lapis Lazuli, but like, I really like it. She's referencing Hecate, she's referencing Hecate. She has the 3-head thing going on. She has the Welcome to Hell Hot Topic thing going on. I quite like Heketia Lapis Lazuli. So yeah, those are 3. Alright, moving on to the next question. So, Raidle0505 asks, favourite Touhou game and why? Ooh, that's a toughie. It's between Touhou 7 and 8, so Perfect Cherry Blossom and Imperishable Night. Perfect Cherry Blossom, I would say, has, there's a tangible gimmick associated with it, but it is a fairly simple to get gimmick. You hit your cherry threshold, you get a free hit or a free clear, depending on what it is you want, and you get a bunch of points for breaking it, and you also get a bunch of points if you run it out. It's a nice bit of, giving the game a bit of leniency and rewarding you for if you say, nah, I'm good actually, I don't need a clear. I think it's a quite skill expressive but very simple Touhou game, and it's the one which whenever people are interested in being introduced to the series, I pretty much always send them a zip with Touhou 7 on it. Touhou 8 or Imperishable Night, I like that a bit more if you're interested in a slightly more complex gimmick, but it's still a gimmick that you don't need to understand kind of back to front to make a normal clear. I quite like the time gimmick. It's a very skill expressive thing, and your reward of this extra attack that you get to milk points out of, it's very much a case of, okay, you're skilled enough to not just beat this level, but beat this level well. Here, have one last very powerful attack. I love that kind of shit. Right, Lulu Catnaps, a friend of mine, she's an artist. So Lulu Catnaps asks, what was your inspiration behind your OG sleeper hit, Ethno content? There is actually a bit of a story behind this one. So, once upon a time when game companies weren't being super litigious and there was just video game music lying all around YouTube, On the comment section of Ethno Circus, the theme of Mirage something or other, I can't remember, it's Mirage something or other, but it's a zone in Sonic Rush, and there is this, there's this track called Ethno Circus, and there was a user who, that's it. I swear it isn't scripted. So Supersonic Mario 56, he left a comment that said, "Am I the only one who thinks that the CARLTON dance suits this?" And I happen to agree. And being a lazy fucking YouTube pooper, my YouTube poops are shit. But it was made back when I was a stupid idiot baby. Don't fucking watch them. They're not good. But being a lazy YouTube pooper, I literally just found the first montage of CARLTON dancing. Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince. Stuck Ethno Circus to it, and voila, Ethno CARLTON was born. And Supersonic Mario actually commented on the video, meaning the inspiration behind it, went full circle, and he recently returned like 12 years after the bloody thing was uploaded, like a fucking pilgrimage. I guess I'm historically relevant in a very tiny, very niche part of YouTube history. I'm very humble as well. So yeah, that's the story behind Ethno CARLTON. Surprising, isn't it? There's actually a story. Right, okay, so Mr. Rowie asks, how were you introduced to Toho Project? And honestly, it's the normie answer, right? I was introduced via UNO and Was Her remixes. I think that there's a lot of Toho fans who are like that, right? Introduced to UNO and Was Her remixes, introduced to other sort of like remixes and stuff which may have been made in Japan, but it transcends the linguistic barrier. You get what's going on. UNO and Was Her was a very kind of, mimetic one. It's funny actually, like when I stop and think about it, UNO and Was Her is not really representative of Toho media, like music at all. It's very unique as far as Toho themes go. But it was the one that caught on in meme culture, and it's the one that brought me into the fandom. And I remember as a little stupid idiot baby, genuinely thinking that the UNO and Was Her full remix was actually how it went down in the game. And when I finally got good enough at Toho 6 to 1cc normal, when I finally got good enough to make it through the extra stage and face Flander, I was disappointed when I was not, in fact, the full theme. Like, it just loops like every other fucking video game track against a boss that, you don't know the time it's going to be finished with. Oh, jeez, can you tell I have trouble being unscripted? Alright, okay. So, Zeta235U asks, how do you act jobless while having one? Now, that's either going to be that's the most like backhanded compliment in the world, or it's referring to the ream of comments that kind of feel like a stream of consciousness steady breakdown in mentality that Zeta had on my ability card videos. I remember he left like 3 comments, and they're all basically just them being in awe of my niche references and my custom memes, which I, fucking throw together for my editing. And the answer is, I just have no fucking life. That's really about it. I have no fucking life, and I am very, very passionate about the things that I like. I will, basically, I do my job, to pay for my house. I do my job to pay for my house. I do enough to pay the rent, but I don't do enough, to be exceptional. I'm just doing enough that, I'm doing right by my company, I'm doing enough, and I take my pay packet home. when it comes to mental real estate, the thing that's actually taking up mental real estate are other things I'm passionate about. So that'd be my writing, that'd be my, oh, my dog's just doing a thing. Are you alright, Neeks? Alright, okay, anyway. Yeah, my mental real estate tends to be dedicated to my YouTube videos and my books. That's just how it is. So yeah, when it comes down to how it is that I have the jobless energy, it's because I'm not going to say I don't really care about my job. I care about my job enough, but it's not something that's taking up the majority of my mind. So I tend to put a lot of energy into my hobbies. That's about it, really. And final question. Linosh Karlamar 3951 asks, well, there's 500th sub here. Let's go. What's your favourite Fumo? And the answer is, I only have one that I've kept. It was got by one of my housemates, and it's this little beauty. She's a bootleg. She can't sit on her own without having something behind her. Yeah, yes, Nico. Look. Yeah, this is Chirano. But yeah, so this Chirano bootleg Fumo is beloved to me. It's actually something that I speak to when I'm doing recording, acts as a little rubber duck. And yeah, she's my pal. Me housemate got it for me for Christmas one year, and I've kept it ever since. She's there watching me while I game. She's there to talk to when I'm doing a recording. She's my rubber duck. Yes, that is all for questions. And while I'm here, I'll also give a brief update on how I intend the channel to go forward. And the answer is, I've got a relatively low editing intensity collaborative effort coming up. I've got 3 of my friends on it. I've actually recorded 1/3 of the stuff I need for that. Did that today. So that's one thing. That's a special surprise. And the other priority is the stage ranking. So I put it to a poll. You guys voted for ranking all of the stages, and I'm currently in the process of gathering footage for that. Today I recorded for double dealing characters extra, and I'm also going to be recording double dealing characters regular stages soon enough today. But yeah, that's about it, and hope you enjoy what's coming. Right, ta-ra everyone.